Hey, welcome to my first blog. My name is Daniel Medellin, and here I'm going to be answering some questions about Crime and Punishment book. You may be wondering how I'm going to answer the questions. I will make that popular thing that all YouTubers do. It's a Q&A, question and answer. So I'll start with it. So let's start with the Q&A. I will read the question real quick and then I'll give my opinion about it. So let's start. What does the reader first see of Raskolnikov? How do the initial setting, Raskolnikov's health, finances, and living condition affect your understanding of his character? Well, so my first impression about Raskolnikov is his bad living and his poorness. But besides that, while you reread the book, you can realize that he kind of deserved it. I mean that he has way too much path to make something and get out of that state, because he first of all has a debt with the landlady, and instead of making a deal with her, like talking to her to clear out that debt, he just tries to avoid her, and as a consequence gained some fear for her because of the debt that he has. And also another big mistake that he's making in this book is that he doesn't want to talk to anyone. An example of this was the first time he went to the tavern and had a beer and didn't talk with anyone until he started like checking other people, and he met with another man named Marmeladov, and then there he didn't talk with him. The only thing that he did was listening to what Marmeladov told him, like that he's also poor, he's also living a bad situation. But I think that Raskolnikov isn't making something to success in life, to make something and get out of that state of poorness. So I think that, like I said before, he has a long path. He has way too much like ways to get out of that poorness, but he's not approaching that. Well, so as you can see, I'm changing the clothes because I have to film today. That is 8 days later than the last scene you saw, because I hadn't reached the part of the book which I had the answer, and now I read all part 1 and I'm ready to answer the next 2 questions. Well, so the next question is, discuss the Boulevard episode of The Violated Girl. Which is the real Raskolnikov, the sympathetic one or the one who claims indifference? Well, so the scene of The Violated Girl is like a very weird, strange episode, because we can see 2 types of Raskolnikov, and we can also see the type of person the violated girl is. And yeah, first of all, we have to take into account that the girl was drunken and she can like answer in a bad way. And also, we at the first instance we can see like a very sympathetic Raskolnikov that wants to help her, wants her to be safe, and after a long while he calls the police, talked with her, and tried to convince her to go to her home. But after a long while trying to convince her, she like tells them that she doesn't want any help, and here Raskolnikov like accept that request. And we can see like a very sympathetic Raskolnikov, and I think that he is a very kindful person. He wants to help other people until a point, because he tried to insist her like very much, and until a point that he couldn't make anything. And yeah, that's what I think about him. So we're now heading to the last question, and it says, how does Dostoevsky use dreams in the novel? What is Raskolnikov's first dream? The beating of the mirror in the dream is a famous moment in the text and literature in general. Discuss it at length and express its meaning, purpose, and possibly symbolic value. I think Dostoevsky used dreams in the book to make allegories between different situations that Raskolnikov is having. In his first dream, Raskolnikov as a child accompanies his father to a visit he has to make to his grandmother, and the grave he has to do with his brother. And while they go to the church where they were going to meet, they pass through a tavern where they meet a group of peasants, a group of people that are drinking and are drunken, and are led by a man named Mikolka. Mikolka has a cart that is like pulled by a horse, and he tells everyone to go into his cart, and when everyone is in the cart, he makes the act for the horse to advance, but he couldn't because there was too much weight in the cart. So he goes off the cart, and with all his group of people that were drinking and they were in the cart, they started hitting the horse with crowbars and other things, and finally they killed the horse. And the meaning of this dream is that Raskolnikov hates the pawnbroker as much as Mikolka hates the horse. So this is like a kind of allegory between the hate they both have and the plan that Raskolnikov has to kill her, and this is how it relates his dream with the context he's having. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to this channel and leave a big like. If we reach the goal of 10,000 likes, I'm going to do another part answering some other questions of Crime and Punishment Part 2. So, see you later.